All right. Just had a really good walkthrough. Looking forward to today. Pads for a good amount of practice, so excited for that. And looking forward to getting ready each day for Atlanta.
Getting some guys back to practice from IR, just how nice is it to get guys like Jaron and Julian back on the field?
Well, it's great. I know those guys have been working really hard. Jay Reed is really just more of a function of just letting it heal. I know Julian's been working his tail off, so I believe Riq Young's part of that crew as well. And it'd be great to have him out there. We'll see how it goes. I know you have a certain amount of time to activate him, and we'll either do it this week or we'll do it another week.
How's it looking with Saubert?
Same thing. He's coming along strong. He really took a turn for the positive last week, so that's a good thing, So excited about him coming along here.
But at this point, would you just wait till next week to get him back to practice?
That's probably where we would start thinking about him practicing. Yeah, he's got some things he needs to hit this week rehab wise, but optimistic that he'll hit those things. Yep.
You said Lowe had a setback a couple weeks ago. Is he past that, or are you in the testing stage of him right now?
Yeah, we have a plan for him this week in terms of how we're going to practice him every day, and but we feel great about where he's at. I know he's really excited, and then we'll kind of go from there on how we want to go into the weekend with how he's gonna go. So is even like let's say everything went perfectly to plan. Anytime you're coming off a stretch where you're not planned, you gotta have some sort of ramp back in. So that's how we're operating.
Cam Akers wasn't active Sunday, but it's kind of the plan to get him more involved in things this week.
Yeah, Cam's doing a great job. We just decided to go with Miles, and Miles was ready to go and had a couple good runs there at the end. And again, you guys are figuring this out. But our roster stuff that we do on a week-to-week basis sometimes comes down to Saturday. Sometimes it's a little clearer. So we'll do the same thing this week on how we want to manage our roster and get the guys out there.
Who's all involved in those conversations? I mean, obviously you and John, but
yeah.
How many other people get involved?
Yeah, I love how we do it here. There's coordinators, other people that have decisions input to be made. Sam Ramsden's a big part of it. Does a great job with that. Yeah, we kind of just sit in a room and work it out. I mean, and Nolan Teasley does a phenomenal job of kind of thinking outside the box of what's things we could possibly do to give ourselves the best chance. So, yeah, it's a really cool process. I really like how we do it.
A lot of talk about the culture and the connection in the locker room, and you've talked about the work that has been done over the offseason. What role did John play in helping to shape the vision of what the culture and the connection was going to be here?
Well, I think he played a tremendously large role in everything. I mean, I think when you go through last year, and there's a lot going on. It's like, it's my son's birthday today. This time last year, I mean, things are moving a lot of crap going on, and there wasn't the clarity we had. I think John had the clarity from the get-go of what, he kind of could see the forest through the trees, so to speak. And there's a lot of great conversations where he's steering us. He has a great way of communicating about, where we want to go. And so there's a lot of those conversations. And, yeah, he's just been an integral part of what we're doing. So he's an awesome guy to work with. We know that, but really appreciative of him. Yeah.
Going to Atlanta for a second straight year, and you're going to get Kirk Cousins again and everything. I guess seems like there's a lot of familiarity there, or do they look a lot different?
Well, yeah, they're going to say the same thing about our team. They saw us, and we've evolved and changed some things and tweaked some things, and it's different guys on the roster. So, they're playing a little bit differently on offense. When we played them last year, they were almost exclusively 11. Now that they played dang near a whole game in 13, they've played a lot of 12. So we got to be ready for all those personnel groups, which is a little bit different. A little bit more under center since he took over. They were pretty heavy pistol last year, so some tweaks on how they're operating since he took over for Penix.
You had a team last week in Minnesota that blitzes the most of anybody, and then now Atlanta's the second highest blitz rate, but they seem different. They play different coverage behind it.
Yeah.
How do you contrast this to what you saw last week?
Yeah, I think you'd have to look. It's like a combo platter. Like you got to look at each team independently to understand how they operate, maybe some tendencies, where it's coming from, and what situations, what personnels, that sort of thing. But you also have to have a feel for how you've been attacked in the past and understand the tape that they're watching as well. So I think it's both, but they do a good job. They do a really good job. They're an aggressive unit. They play hard. Riq does a really good job of affecting the quarterback. So they got a good staff there, and you can tell they're really well coached. They got, it's a good blend. They got some young guys that are playing at a high level, which tells me they're coaching the crap out of those guys.
Bijan Robinson last year, and he's having a really good year this year. Well, what about him as a back is so challenging to defend?
Well, I think they've actually activated him more in the pass game than we saw last year, which is an added challenge. Sometimes it's designed for him. Sometimes it's just in the check down game, screen game. So he kind of comes alive in like every aspect of the game, which is something we have to account for. But he's a really talented player. I mean, he's got great hands, can track the ball. He's got great vision. He's got great acceleration. I mean, leads the league in missed tackles, which that probably paints a pretty good picture for you. So he's a really really good player.
The saying that the NFL is a copycat league, how real is that, and do you find that it happens on one side of the ball more than the other?
It's a good question. I'd say it's more like path dependence on the league. Like once you kind of declare who you are, you're going to have wrinkles. It's just so hard to reinvent everything every week. There's only a certain amount of time. You have to have like fastballs that you can throw at any given point, but you're always going to want wrinkles, and it's hard to just generate wrinkles. So sometimes those are inspired by other plays throughout the league. And I know I went off on Brock and Salk on this on Monday, but there's a good amount of copying going on. I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, on each side of the ball, I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, defensively, we're constantly seeing plays that have, that we've given up plays in the past. It's just stuff you have to practice every week and be ready for, and how teams build it. And it's just that's the way it goes, which is just kind of nice. You kind of know what's coming sometimes.
Beating opponents will try to get you in the same way that a past opponent got you.
Oh yeah, happens every week. Yep, happens every week.
Logistically, in terms of like game planning stuff along those lines. So like on Wednesday when the guys get here, do they have the whole game plan, like early down, red zone?
No, they have the early down. We do early downs today. Well, we do red zone every day, so there's some semblance of that. We do a little bit of 2-minute today, which is a bit more like our normal 2-minute operation, but it's mostly an early down day for us. Big special teams day, like in punt, kickoff coverage, some stuff where it's a little more physical unit. And then we'll kind of go as we'll do a little bit more red zone tomorrow, cap off red zone on Friday. Tomorrow's a big like throwdown day. I don't know how, if teams do it, congrats to them. I don't know how they get that done in one day.
General thoughts, 5 weeks left. 3 teams in this division have 9 wins already. I think it's the earliest this season that 3 teams in this division have had this many wins, and just kind of a fight to the finish going down the stretch.
I know I'm not trying to, it's like, all right, whatever, let's go beat Atlanta.
You said Julian, it makes sense, the nature of the injury. He needs to ramp up. Does Jay Reed not need one, I guess, in the same way, given the nature of his injury?
Yeah, they're just on different like timetables because, we got to test it out and see how everything feels. And part of the reasons we're in pads today, so we can get that work.
Back to the game planning question, what's the process of like actually coming up with one? When does that start, and when does it?
A game plan?
Yeah.
For us, we have a lot of people that start working on teams a week ahead. Everyone kind of starts their timeline a little bit differently throughout the week. I'd love to start mine a little earlier, but a lot of responsibilities on Monday. There's a lot of info that has to be put in. It's like my sister once told me, database, good data in, good data out. So we got to make sure the data's right, and so we can create the right, conclusions from what's going on, and a lot of work that goes into it on the front end, and really just for like a little edge for a little question you can make, and we got a lot of people that do that, which is really appreciative for. I think those guys do it at a high level.
You mentioned it's your son's birthday. Has a year as a dad changed the way that you coach at all, or the way you approach players? Do you think you're different after a year of just having that experience?
It's interesting. I think a lot of people are parents before they're more like coaches. I think I'm kind of like late to the parenting thing, so I kind of use how like my experience coaching to like apply to Jack rather than vice versa, which I don't know, probably just my experience, but yeah, it's fun. I just love seeing like his mind just, you know, he's here on yesterday just walking around the weight room just like, you know, it's like a whole new world for him. I'm like, man, I wish I knew what was going on in your mind, bro. It's so cool.
And Mike, going back to the game plan, how much does the injury report play into that? When does that become a thing? You know?
Oh yeah, I mean it's every day. You know, you build your plan off of who's going to play. Yeah, I mean it's fun. And I wouldn't say it like drives every decision you make, but it definitely makes an effect on what you're planning on doing. So.
The staff on your advanced game planning, is that the same you had in Baltimore? Was that staff in place when you got here?
No, yeah, it's all our people here. I mean, we got our pro scouts do a tremendous job of being ahead of stuff and having a great understanding about how their team operates. And then Brian Ayers and his team does a phenomenal job in all the information stuff and give us great our advances are tremendous. And then you know, our younger coaches are the ones putting in all that information on the front end, and they're doing a ton of work to help us out. That's really great stuff.
That was in place when you got here.
Well, how we did it was kind of a collaboration of how we wanted it to operate. But yeah, it's all our people.
Mike, you mentioned the importance of today for your special teams in practice. Have you had to devote additional time this year to kick coverage specifically with the way the rules have changed?
No, I mean, it's a significant part of what we do. I don't think that you could say it's a significant change of like investment of what we've looked into in terms of practice time, meeting time, things like that. Yeah.
In general, how have you felt about the way your kick coverage has been this year?
It's been overall positive. I think I told the team today, like, let's get back to how we cover kicks. So, you know, we want guys going backwards.
Mike, you talked a lot about Nick on Monday, Emmanwori, and all the things you're asking him to do right now. To have a rookie be able to absorb all those positions and all the asks, and you know, what is it about his makeup that kind of allows you to just keep shoveling stuff at him like that, and him to be able to keep doing it and pushing forward with it?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. I mean, one is just his overall intelligence allows him to do it. I think he's really determined to not let his teammates down, you know, so he can be on his stuff. And he's an ambitious guy. He's competitive. He wants to make an impact while he's out there, and he understands that you know, that we want to kind of let that come to life. So in order to do that, you know, you got to be on your stuff, be on your details, and it's a lot of time investment too that he's willing to put in as well. So it's a combination of things.
What have you made of how you guys have used Shaheed in 4 games with him?
I think Shahid's done a great job. I know we haven't gotten the ball to him as much as we want, but it's kind of like our run game. It's like just keep doing what you're doing. There's a lot of detail that has been getting caught up since he's walked in the door, and so I think that'll allow him to create some more opportunities. But really pleased with how he's been since he's gotten the door.
Specifically, what you thought of him in the return game?
I thought he's been solid. I mean, there's a couple opportunities where, you know, we're against like a block away from feeling that we can take it. So it's a team effort. You know, let's make sure we're hitting the right angles. I think he's been decisive in catching the ball. I know we had the backed up catch the other day, but what I like about that situation, he made a decision. He stuck to it. We got to live with the consequences. But overall, he's been making some really good decisions.
Riq's been stacking several good games now, it seems like. Was there like a specific moment in you or other coaches talking to him, or you think just something clicked for him? I guess what sort of led to him getting from where he was early in the year to where he is now?
Yeah, I want to make sure that we're giving him the proper credit on how he's played this year. I mean, he's the person that has done it every day and had the attitude that he's had, and that takes for everybody, not just Riq, but like for me, for our coaches, for the rest of the guys in our team. You have to make a decision that you're going to have the intent that you have on a daily basis, whether it's how you're going to prepare, how you're going to practice every day, and Riq's done that, and so I'm really proud of him. I mean, he's doing a tremendous job. He's had a great attitude. He's been a great teammate. Like, so you do those things and you're practicing well and you're productive in practice, and now it starts to show up in games. I mean, that's the name of the game right there.
How do you like that, kind of the cornerback rotation that it seems like it's been the last 3-4 weeks?
Cornerback. I wish we could play with 12 guys and we just play all three all the time, but we can't. So the guys have been incredibly unselfish. You know, they understand what's going on, and when they've gone in there, they've played really hard and played at a high level. So it's been great for the team. I think it's good for. I mean, I probably didn't feel it that they want to play every play, but they are playing really good ball and they're putting good tape out there. So that's ultimately good for them.
I think last year was Jobe and Coby first starting at Atlanta.
Yeah.
So since then, just what have you liked about the growth from those two, and maybe what they represent in terms of your culture and like guys
great
in their spots?
Yeah, well, one, Coby, I mean, a guy that he made a ton of plays, and very similar to Riq, like just said, hey, look, I'm gonna take charge back here, and I don't care if I'm playing or not, but like I'm gonna be a force, and at some point I'm just gonna kind of kick the door down when I get my opportunity, and when preparation meets opportunity, like it did, he played great, and we know his ability to attack the football, but I'd say his ability to communicate back there, his competitiveness, really resonates throughout the rest of the team, and he's put himself in a great position to have a heck of a career at safety, which I'm really happy for him for that. Jobe's the same thing. I mean, we've talked about his arc, but what I love about his mentality is he literally competes every day, and about like a great example is the play he made on EJ's pick last game. A point of emphasis of his has been working his off technique in man-to-man, and he was put in an off man-to-man situation against one of the best receivers, in the game right now, and he made a phenomenal play breaking on the football and set up that pick. So that's a great microcosm about just how he operates.
Do you expect Ernest Jones to be fully available this week for practice?
It's kind of weird because Ernest is back there right now, but yes. It's a good segue. Oh, all right.
So on the cornerback rotation, is that predetermined, or you feel that during the game adjust?
We have a plan, and then it deviates a little bit as the game goes on. But it's to the point where like Carl and Jeff handle it, and they let me know who's going in and say, all right, let's rock and roll.
Anything else? Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.